Have you ever wondered what it would be like to completely disappear from the world? To live somewhere so remote that your nearest neighbor might be hours away, where cell service is a distant memory, and where the night sky still blazes with countless stars? Well, today we're exploring the 10 most secluded towns in America, places so isolated they feel like they exist in another century entirely. These aren't just small towns, these are communities that time forgot, where getting groceries requires serious planning and where everyone truly knows everyone. Some of these places will shock you with their extreme isolation, while others will make you question everything about modern life. So buckle up, because we're about to journey to the edges of civilization itself. At number 10, we have Supai, Arizona, home to the Supai tribe. This incredible settlement sits at the bottom of the Grand Canyon, and here's the kicker: there are no roads leading to this town. Zero. The only ways to reach Supai are by helicopter, on foot, or by mule. The 8-mile hike down into the canyon takes most people around 4 hours, and the journey back up is even more grueling. With a population of just 208 people, Supai holds the unique distinction of being the only place in America where mail is still delivered by mule train. The post office here operates like something from the Old West, with pack mules carrying everything from letters to groceries down treacherous canyon trails. Residents live without cars, without easy access to medical care, and with limited internet connectivity. Yet this community has thrived for over 800 years, maintaining their traditional way of life in one of America's most spectacular yet challenging environments. The isolation here isn't just geographical, it's cultural and spiritual, creating a living testament to human resilience and adaptation. Coming in at number 9 is Utkiag, Alaska, formerly known as Barrow. This is America's northernmost town, sitting 340 miles above the Arctic Circle. During winter, the sun doesn't rise for 65 straight days, plunging the community into what locals call the polar night. With temperatures dropping to -50 degrees Fahrenheit, just stepping outside can be life-threatening. The nearest major city, Anchorage, is 720 miles away, accessible only by plane since no roads connect Utkiag to the outside world. Groceries cost 3 to 4 times more than in the lower 48 states because everything must be flown in or brought by barge during the brief summer months. The population of around 4,400 people includes many Inupiat Eskimos, who have called this harsh landscape home for thousands of years. Internet comes via satellite with significant delays, and during severe weather, flights can be canceled for days or even weeks. Despite these challenges, the community maintains a strong cultural identity, with traditional whaling practices still central to their way of life. Living here means embracing isolation as a fundamental part of existence. Number 8 takes us to McCarthy, Alaska, a former copper mining town with just 28 permanent residents. Located in Wrangell St. Elias National Park, McCarthy sits at the end of a 60-mile dirt road that's often impassable during winter months. The journey from Anchorage requires driving 330 miles, including crossing 2 dangerous river bridges that flood regularly. Once you reach the end of the road, you must park and walk across a footbridge to enter the town itself, as no vehicles are allowed in McCarthy proper. The town has no police force, no hospital, and limited electricity that comes from individual generators. Residents rely on satellite internet with strict data caps, and cell phone service is non-existent. During the long winter months, the community becomes completely cut off when the access road becomes impassable. Supplies must be stockpiled for months at a time, and medical emergencies require expensive helicopter evacuations. The nearest grocery store is hours away, making self-sufficiency crucial for survival. Yet those who choose to live here speak of an unmatched sense of freedom and connection to the wilderness that makes the hardships worthwhile. At number 7, we find Hyder, Alaska, with a population of just 87 people. This tiny border town sits next to Stewart, British Columbia, and is so isolated that residents use Canadian currency, Canadian postal codes, and Canadian phone numbers because it's easier than dealing with American services. The nearest American town is over 300 miles away through treacherous mountain roads. Hyder has no sales tax, no city government, and no police force, operating under what locals call organized chaos. The town experiences massive seasonal population swings, with tourists arriving in summer to see bears fishing for salmon, then leaving the community to face the brutal isolation of winter. During the darkest months, residents may not see sunlight for weeks due to the surrounding mountains blocking the low winter sun. The single road into town can become impassable for days during heavy snowfall, cutting off all access to supplies. Electricity comes from British Columbia, and residents often shop in Canada since it's closer than any American stores. This unique situation creates a culture unlike anywhere else in America, where international borders blur and survival depends on cooperation across national lines. Number 6 brings us to Chicken, Alaska, a former gold mining town with a population that fluctuates between 7 and 17 people depending on the season. The town got its name because early miners wanted to call it Ptarmigan but couldn't agree on the spelling. Located on the Taylor Highway, Chicken becomes completely inaccessible during winter when the road closes due to extreme weather conditions. The nearest major services are in Fairbanks, over 180 miles away on roads that can be treacherous even in good weather. Chicken has no running water, no sewage system, and limited electricity from generators. Residents must haul their own water and manage their own waste disposal. The town's few buildings include a small cafe, a gift shop, and some cabins, all of which shut down during the winter months when most residents evacuate to warmer climates. Those who stay through winter face months of isolation with temperatures dropping well below zero. Supplies must be trucked in during summer and carefully rationed through the long, dark winter. The remoteness here is so extreme that even other Alaskans consider it the middle of nowhere. Our number 5 spot goes to Whittier, Alaska, where nearly the entire population of 272 people lives in a single 14-story building called Bagach Towers. Originally built as military housing during World War II, this concrete structure now houses the school, post office, grocery store, and police station all under one roof. Whittier is accessible only through a 2.5-mile tunnel that's shared with trains, meaning car traffic must wait for scheduled windows when trains aren't passing through. The tunnel closes overnight and during severe weather, potentially trapping residents for extended periods. The building's isolation becomes even more intense during winter when hurricane-force winds regularly batter the structure and snow can pile up to the second-floor windows. Residents rarely need to go outside during winter months, creating a unique indoor community where neighbors are never more than a few floors away. The psychological effects of this isolation can be intense, with some residents developing cabin fever and others forming incredibly close bonds. Children attend school in the same building where they live, and the entire community shares heating, electricity, and water systems. This creates a social experiment in enforced proximity that few places on Earth can match. At number 4, we have Centralia, Pennsylvania, a ghost town with fewer than 5 residents still clinging to their homes despite an underground coal fire that's been burning since 1962. The fire extends for miles beneath the town, making the ground hot to the touch and causing dangerous gases to seep through cracks in the earth. Most of the town was evacuated decades ago through government buyout programs, leaving behind empty streets, abandoned houses, and a landscape that looks post-apocalyptic. The few remaining residents live in complete isolation, surrounded by boarded-up buildings and warning signs about toxic gases. Mail service has been discontinued, the zip code was revoked, and the town officially no longer exists on government maps. Yet these holdout residents refuse to leave their homes, creating one of America's most surreal forms of isolation. They live without neighbors, without services, and with the constant knowledge that the ground beneath their feet could crack open at any moment. The psychological toll of living in what amounts to a real-life horror movie setting makes this isolation particularly haunting. Emergency services are reluctant to respond to the area, leaving residents truly on their own in their stubborn stand against evacuation orders. Number 3 takes us to Monowai, Nebraska. Officially America's smallest incorporated town with exactly 1 resident, Elsie Eiler. At 88 years old, Elsie serves as the town's mayor, librarian, and bartender, running the entire municipality single-handedly. She grants herself a liquor license, pays taxes to herself, and holds town meetings by herself. The nearest neighbor lives miles away, making Elsie perhaps the most isolated person in America. She operates the Monowee Tavern, which serves as the town's social center. Though visitors are rare and most customers are travelers passing through on nearby highways, Elsie maintains the town's library of 5,000 books as a tribute to her late husband, creating a surreal scene of one person preserving an entire community's cultural heritage. During winter storms, she can be completely cut off for days with no one to check on her welfare. The psychological strength required to maintain this level of isolation while continuing to run a functioning town is almost incomprehensible. Elsie represents the ultimate American frontier spirit, choosing radical self-reliance over the comfort of community. Her story raises profound questions about what it means to be human in the modern world and whether true independence is possible or desirable. Our number 2 spot belongs to Grytviken, Alaska, a settlement so remote that it's accessible only by boat or float plane during the brief summer months. With no permanent residents in winter, the population swells to maybe 20 people during fishing season. Located on a remote island with no dock facilities, visitors must anchor offshore and wade to the rocky beach. There are no stores, no services, and no permanent structures beyond a few weather-beaten cabins. Communication with the outside world relies entirely on satellite phones and radio equipment that often fails during storms. The isolation here is so complete that wildlife greatly outnumbers humans, with brown bears regularly wandering through the settlement and visitors needing to carry firearms for protection. During the long winter months, the settlement is completely abandoned, left to the mercy of fierce Alaskan storms and wandering wildlife. Even in summer, weather can change in minutes, trapping residents for days when planes can't safely land or boats can't navigate rough seas. The people who come here seek isolation as a form of spiritual cleansing, testing themselves against nature in its rawest form. This represents isolation as a chosen challenge rather than an unfortunate circumstance. Finally, our number 1 spot actually goes to the research stations in Antarctica, where American scientists and support staff work in the most isolated conditions on Earth. McMurdo Station, the largest American Antarctic research facility, houses up to 1,200 people during summer, but only about 150 during the brutal winter months when the sun doesn't rise for 4 months straight. These brave individuals face complete isolation from the rest of humanity, with no possibility of evacuation during winter emergencies. They live in a landscape so hostile that stepping outside without proper protection means death within minutes. Communication with family relies on limited satellite connections that can be interrupted for weeks during severe storms. The psychological challenges of living in perpetual darkness, while surrounded by an environment that actively tries to kill you, creates a form of isolation that pushes human endurance to its absolute limits. Researchers often compare the experience to living on another planet, making this the ultimate test of human adaptability and mental strength in the face of complete isolation from civilization. These 10 locations represent the extreme edges of human habitation in America, places where isolation isn't just a lifestyle choice, but a daily reality that shapes every aspect of existence. Whether you find these places terrifying or appealing probably says something important about your own relationship with modern society and technology. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and remember to hit that subscribe button for more content.